What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the shop and welcome back to another unboxing video. It's a bit of a rainy Friday night here at the shop, so if you hear some of that on the roof, I apologize, but if you're into that, maybe a relaxing unboxing video for you. But I have this giant box here and I'm super excited to get into it. I have not even peeked in it yet, but the suspense is really killing me, so here we are. If you've seen episode 1 of my Road to Pro 2 vlog, it's basically just documenting the progression of my Pro 2 car, which is very much in progress at the moment. I went over kind of my power plant and where I was last year. We ran East 10 Drift's 2018 Pro-Am series with the setup that's on it currently. It's basically just Chevy 5.3, heads, cam, intake, very simple setup, reliable V8 power. It's made 391 to the rear wheels. And while that was good in the Pro-Am days, fast forward a year and now we're heading into Formula Drift Pro 2 where the stakes are higher, the horsepower levels are higher, the grip levels are higher, and overall it's just a much more intense competition. So I guess you could say my car needed a bit of a boost in the power department. So speaking of boost, I knew I wanted a power adder, simply because it's a reliable and easy way, for the most part, to increase your power levels quickly, rather than diving into the engine and making some super nasty, NA build, which I think is awesome too, but for my particular budget and my means, a power adder was the way to go. So endless hours of research led me to Superchargers. There's positive displacement blowers, there's centrifugal blowers. I ended up with the centrifugal blower because I think the self-contained units are awesome. I love the simplicity of them, the reliability of them, and I'm also kind of interested in the fact that they seem to be lesser used in the field. So I'm excited to see what my experience with them is, but I think it's going to be awesome. So even furthermore, within the realm of centrifugal superchargers, there's several options. And again, for my particular means, my research led me to Torqstorm Billet Superchargers. And if you've never heard of these guys, which I hadn't up until about 2 months ago, as soon as I found this company, I was blown away, and I knew I wanted to work with them. They really are changing the game for guys like me to be able to make good power reliably with quality parts. You really should not look any further. Torqstorm Superchargers is a company that was started in Wyoming, Michigan by 2 guys. They had a machine shop, and they had a guy come in with a supercharger housing that had been damaged, and the company went under, so he had no help anymore. He basically said, "Hey guys, can you fix this for me?" And they took it in, they redesigned it, they got everything running the way it was supposed to, and the guy bailed on them. So they had this beautiful brainchild that they had fixed and got running the right way, and they just basically had to adopt it. And from there, here we are today with the Torqstorm Supercharger. They have completely just revitalized their design and really turned it into something amazing. And so now that you know what Torqstorm is about, let me show you exactly what it is that they do. I don't know why I seem to have a thing for grabbing dull razor blades, so that's always fun. Alright, what do we have? Okay, we have a box within a box. We'll be right back. Okay, that's the heavy one. Alright, let's see what's inside box 2 and 3. Big heavy duty staples. We got a bunch of foam packing. What do we have here? Oh boy. Alright. I guess I picked the best box first. You know what? Let's start with what we have around this guy. Alright. So this is my first look at Torqstorm's machining capabilities, and honestly I am very impressed. So they've got part numbers stamped into everything. Bearings seem to be nice and stout. I mean, everything looks really good. You can tell that everything's been machined by them, and if I haven't mentioned it already, everything that they make is handmade in America at their facility. Alright, we're off to a good start. Alright, so I played around with the idea of moving on to the other box and making you guys wait to see this, but I can't wait myself, so out she comes. This is your first look at my brand new, for the 2020 season, Torqstorm Billet Supercharger. Oh my gosh, this thing is freaking awesome. Wow. Wow. I mean, I really don't know what else to say besides wow. This is absolutely fantastic. I mean, everything from the pulley with the logo, you know, you got the Torqstorm logo etched into it. We got an 8-rib pulley. It's like a 3.1 inch diameter Torqstorm logo. I don't even know what that's made of, but it looks beautiful. And then the back side. Oh my gosh. Here she is, boys. Oh, that is so nice. The tool paths on this impeller wheel, oh my goodness. Alright, so you can see here, again, proudly made in the USA, which all of Torqstorm's parts are. So this is all, you know, a Billet 6061 aluminum that is made in-house. This is a proprietary design that they came up with. And wow, guys, I mean, this is, I just can't wait to try it out. I mean, first impressions is everything is beautiful. I mean, it's super stout. It's not anything bulky or heavy, but just overall first impressions are, I do not regret my decision. I am so excited to see how this thing performs. Here we have big heavy box number 2. I honestly figured because of the weight of this one that the charger would be in here, but I was wrong. I want to scratch you. Okay. So the first thing I see, which was part of this kit. Let's get this big bulky guy out of the way here. An ATI super damper, and basically this is going to bolt onto the crankshaft, and it's got a pin kit that will basically make it a nice solid stout solution up front. Next up, some bubble wrap. Oh, I know what this is. Alright, so this is going to be another Torqstorm original piece, and it is our blow-off valve. So yet another piece that was manufactured from Torqstorm and clearly made from billet pieces. I mean, this thing is huge, and if you're not familiar with blow-off valves and what they do, this is what makes your really awesome noises with turbos and superchargers, especially centrifugal blowers. I mean, these things literally just whoosh everywhere they go, so I'm super excited to see what this thing sounds like. Even more Torqstorm manufactured goods here. Looks like we got a water neck and some spacers. Very nice, very nice. A bag of hardware. These appear to be some lines and possibly some more hardware for the blow-off valve. Got a Daco belt, beefy 8-rib belt to run everything. Be very careful with my razor blade here. Wow. Okay. This is like a machinist goodie box. Like, if you're into machining, you should order one of these just to look at it. I mean, I don't know, I just can't help but look at this and see the beautiful block of metal that this was created from. It's like each piece that comes out, I just find myself wanting to stare at it because it's all just, I don't know, I have a really cool thing about tool paths. I love seeing tool paths on things. This one is not as prominent as like the compressor wheel, but still a beautiful piece. This is going to be the crankshaft pulley. It's huge. Okay. We have a bracket of sorts here. Yeah, tool paths. Naturally, but I don't know. I like them. It's like a GM OEM crankshaft bolt. So this is going to be our crank pin kit, and this is what we're going to use in conjunction with the ATI damper to make everything nice and sturdy up front. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. All right. This is literally Billet City. I mean, would you just look at that? Just look at it for a second. Wow. So this is obviously the supercharger bracket itself. The charger is going to go somewhere in this region, and this is going to bolt to the front of the engine. It's going to hold everything nice and solid. So they use a 3/4 inch bracketry everywhere, so you are never going to have any sort of flex in these brackets, because flex in the bracket would cause some belt issues, alignment issues, and all around just not be a good time. So I don't think any of these machine pulleys and idlers and just awesome brackets are going to have any issues whatsoever. We have a packet. Okay, so we've got a parts list, layouts to show you where everything mounts, very detailed, the diameters and part numbers. All right, so this is what I was kind of excited to see. We've got a color instruction manual with all the steps. I mean, shout out to you guys. This is awesome. This is definitely going to streamline things, because when you're working with stuff like this that you've never done before, obviously to some extent supercharging an LS engine can be understood fairly simply, but I've never dealt with the way that Torqstorm likes to handle things, so the way that their brackets install and things. So it's really, really nice and very much appreciated to have a color manual, because with projects like this, time is really of the essence. So to have something like that will definitely save me from having to go online and search things. So that really is much appreciated. In addition to the color instruction manual, we do have the Billet Supercharger limited lifetime warranty. So we got a lifetime warranty on this guy, which I mean you cannot argue with that. And then we have oil change instructions. So that's one more thing I wanted to touch on that I thought was neat, is when Torqstorm set out to manufacture these superchargers, it was obviously something that they were creating from scratch. So they had to partner with companies, and again, in the effort of maintaining the highest quality components, they partnered with Royal Purple to develop a special blend for their self-contained units. So this is full of oil. There's no oil lines. You don't have to tap your oil pan. You don't have to run any lines to anything. It's all in here, and you have instructions on how to change it. So this is it, guys. This is the Torqstorm Supercharger spread, and I have to say I'm absolutely blown away. I mean, everything here that I have pulled out of this box has been impressive. Off camera I've just sat here and looked at everything for minutes at a time, because it's all so exciting. I mean, the compressor wheel itself you can sit here and look at all night. The blow off valve, everything is just, you can tell it's just handmade and it's been engineered to work. So this Torqstorm kit plus the ATI damper can be yours on their website for $3,350. Now, I know that may seem crazy, and I still don't believe it, but it's here. I mean, I'm looking at it, it's in my hands, and I am just absolutely stoked. I can't even begin to explain. But when you buy a Torqstorm Supercharger, you're getting more than just a box of parts that's going to make your car awesome. You're buying into the Torqstorm family, and I realized that very early on. I've talked to Chris from Torqstorm on the phone several times, and he's expressed interest in the program and the car and how it's working and it's going to work, and he wants to know, how is it working? What can we do to make it better? Are you happy with it? And it'll be the same way with you. These guys are not here to just ship you something and say, have a nice day. They want to know what can they do to make their products better in the future, and how can they help you make your whatever you're working on better now. So, if you're looking for a power adder that is also going to increase your overall experience with your car, and heck, with life in general, buy a Torqstorm Supercharger, because I am just absolutely over the moon right now, and I can't even begin to tell you guys how happy I am. So once again, a massive, massive shout out to Torqstorm Superchargers, and I cannot thank them enough for believing in me for the 2020 season, and thank you guys for watching.